What's up, everybody? We're playing a random horror game today. I tried to record another one, but it was a real shitter. I am gonna do a kind of a Markiplier-esque move with some of these shitter horror games that I get into, where I'll put like 3 horror games together in like a 30-minute clip or something like that. But I'm hoping that this game isn't one of those shitter ones. We'll see how it goes. This is called It Moves. I believe it is free on Steam. So we're going to activate the sound for this game. And then we're going to hop in. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Bedtime. Bedtime is supposed to be a happy event for a tired child. For me, it was terrifying. While some children might complain about being put to bed before they have finished watching a film or playing their favorite video game, when I was a child, nighttime was something to truly fear. Somewhere in the back of my mind it still is. This is me. How do I move? There we go. Full of toys and stuff. Poster from a movie I got from my brother. A table. Oh shit, a Teddy? Mr. Teddy. It's Wolf. I cannot prove that what happened to me was objectively real, but I can swear that what I experienced has genuine horror. A fear which, in my life, I'm glad to say, has never been equaled. I will relate it to you all now as best I can. Make of it what you will. But I'll be glad to just get it off my chest. This is my brother's room. He told me yesterday to keep out of his room that we both had shared until then. A picture of some mountains. Flowers. This is my father. Okay, does he not want to talk? Don't go pulling out too much stuff now. It's bedtime soon. Okay. Shit, dude. Okay, fine. I can't remember exactly when it started, but my apparition towards falling asleep seemed to correspond with me being moved into a room of my own. This is my mother. How do you like your new room, son? You'll be sleeping alone for the first time. Shit, Mom. Mom told me not to touch her stuff. We're gonna turn down the game sound just a little bit because I can't even hear my own damn thoughts. Mom told me not to touch her stuff, especially this stuff. Oh, is that some parental, stuff? Nothing too interesting. Books full of stuff. Ventilation. I think Mom said this is. Just a bunch of clothes in here. A man with a mustache. Okay. I was 8 years old at the time, and until then, I had shared a room, quite happily, with my older brother. It is perfectly understandable for a boy 5 years old, my senior. My brother eventually wished for a room of his own, and as a result, I was given the room at the back of the house. As my brother was given a new bed, I was given the bunk beds which we used to share. While I was upset about sleeping on my own, I was excited at the thought of being able to sleep in the top bunk, which seemed far more adventurous to me. Shoes, not very interesting. Okay, so it doesn't really seem like there's not much I can really do. Oh, it's auto going. Alright, it's bedtime. Already? Yes, adults need their sleep. You see, you'll be sleeping alone for the first time. You excited? Yes, Mom. He's not excited. Alright, I'm turning off the lights. Good night. Good night. Kind of creepy atmosphere for sure. Chapter 1, Cave. Oh, what? Sure. The hell is that thing? What's up, dude? Are we not addressing whatever this is in the tree? Hello, sir? Sire, can you talk? A small water hole. The water is dirty. Probably not a good idea to drink. Yeah, but what about fucking Cthulhu up here in the bush? Alright. Fuck me then. Just go about our business. Are you just having messed up dreams? That's not good. Well, that's an awful door to leave. Just a skull. A pot and some ragged cloth. I wonder what's cooking. Are they human? Oh, that's creepy. Stalking is such a strong word. I prefer to think of it more as intense research. By the way, you're missing sock is under your bed with me. Oh my god. Just kidding? What the fuck? That's pretty creepy, actually. A cold, unwelcome breeze comes from the bottom of the stairs. Yeah, we're going down. We're in it to win it, boys. Weird mushroom looks poisonous. Only one real way to find out. A purple mushroom, definitely poisonous. Ooh, spooky. There's red liquid seeping out from the mushroom. Just try a little bit, see what happens. Oh, Lord, that's not good. Oh, puzzles? No one told me there'd be puzzles. I'm so not a puzzle person. Nice. It's not a good noise. Ooh, jump scare, spooky. Screen shaking. Oh no, it's catching. What happened? It says I'm dead. I'm gonna be real upset. Mom, I had a bad dream. Mom? Uh-oh. Sweetie, what's wrong? I had a bad dream. That's too bad, sweetie. I'll be in a minute and we can eat breakfast together. Alright, hurry up. Go change your clothes and I'll be right there. And so another day started. It was a day of little importance to our story. I won't bother you with details. The one thing I remember is that even though I played with friends like I always did, I somehow still felt lonely. I didn't enter my new room until later that night. It was time to go to sleep again. Oh shit. Chapter 2, Labyrinth. Oh Lord. Oh, it's one of these types of puzzles. I have to re-click it every time. God, I hate puzzles like that. So predictable, though. They always do the same order. Okay, well, let's start down here. Some kind of machinery. So we're in some fucking maze. Mazes almost suck as much as puzzles. A wanted poster. Oh, it's a weird place for that. Ventilation, maybe the air is still stuffy though. A poster for some concert looks like. What is that? Oh, spooky. Get off my screen, nerd. If I find too many of them, do I die? Something was just there. I couldn't really tell though. This red-faced man is in my screen. Yeah, I assume I'm not supposed to touch those things, so we'll just kind of let it be. Nothing of interest, I think. Ventilation, maybe. There's still stuff though. Yeah, heard that already. I'm seeing this little shadow dude, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do with him. Looks like a fan. Okay. Instructions on how to use the fire extinguisher. Okay. Someone's talking. Yeah, who knows, dude? There's another one of those little poops. Well, there's nothing to gather, so maybe I just need to get these. I know where the other one's at, so I guess we'll just go get it. I don't know. Oh, I'm fast as fuck now. I have no idea what I'm doing. Did I win? Is it gonna jump scare me again? When you awaken from a deep sleep to something moving or stirring, it can take a few moments for you to truly understand what is happening. The fog of sleep hangs over your eyes and ears even when you're lucid. Something was moving. There was no doubt about that. At first, I wasn't sure what it was. Everything was dark, almost pitch black, but there was enough light creeping in from outside to outline that room. Two thoughts appeared in my mind almost simultaneously. The first was that my parents were in bed because the rest of the house lay both in darkness and silence. The second thought turned to the noise, a noise which had obviously woken me. That was it. Bedsheets rustling in the dark and someone breathing. As if someone disturbed sleeper was attempting to get all too comfortable in the bottom bunk. I lay there in disbelief, thinking that noise was either my imagination or perhaps just my pet cat finding somewhere comfortable to sleep and spend the night. It was then I noticed my door shut, as it had been as I had fallen asleep. Perhaps my mom had checked it in on me, and that cat had sneaked into my room then. Yes, that must have been it. I turned to face the wall, closed my eyes in the vain hope that I could fall back to sleep. As I moved, the rustling noise from underneath me ceased. I thought that I must have disturbed my cat, but quickly I released that. The vision in the bottom bunk was much less mundane than my pet trying to sleep, much more sinister. As if allured to and disgruntled by my presence, the disturbed sleeper began to toss and turn violently, like a child having a tantrum in their bed. I could hear the sheets twist and turn with increasing ferocity. Fear that gripped me, not like the subtle sense of unease I had experienced earlier, but now potent and terrifying. My heart paced as my eyes panicked, scanning the almost impenetrable darkness. I let out a cry. As most young boys do, I instinctively shouted at my mother. I could hear something stir on the other side of the house, but as I began to breathe a sigh of relief that my parents were coming to save me, the bunk bed suddenly started to shake violently, as if gripped by an earthquake, scraping against it. I could hear the sheets below my thrashing around as if tormented by malice. I did not want to jump down to safety, as I feared the thing at the bottom of the bunk would reach out and grab me, pulling me into the darkness, so I stayed there, white-knuckled, eclipsing my own blanket like a shroud of protection. The wait seemed like an eternity. What's wrong? Did you have a bad dream? I cried. My mother consoled me. Tears of fear, followed by relief, streamed down my face. Yet, through all of the horror and relief, I did not tell her why I was so upset. I cannot explain it, but it was a thought. But it was as though whatever had been in that bunk would return, even if I so much as spoke of it. Whether that was the truth, I did not know. But as a child, I felt as if that unseen menace remained close, listening. My mother lay in the empty bunk, promising to stay there until morning. I remember the next day waiting to go be anywhere, but in that suffocating room. It was Saturday, and I played outside quite happily with my friends. Although our house was not large, we were lucky to have a long, sloping garden in the back. We played there often, as much of it was overgrown and we could hide in the bushes. Climb in the huge sycamore tree which towered above all else, and easily imagine ourselves in the throes of grand adventure. As fun as it all was, occasionally my eye would turn to the small window in my room, ordinarily slight and incautious. But for me, as a boundary was looking glass into a strange, cold pocket of dread. Outside the lush green surroundings of our garden filled with their smiling faces of my friends. Inside, the feeling of something in that room, watching me play, waiting for the night when I would be alone, eagerly filled with hate. It may sound strange to you, but by the time my parents ushered me back into that room for the night, I said nothing. I didn't protest, I didn't even make an excuse as to why I couldn't sleep there. I still felt that this thing would be enraged if I so much as spoke of it. Another night game. Chapter 3. Factorized. Oh, Lord. This isn't good. A huge skull. A banner on a long pole. It's too old and torn to make out details. A banner on a long pole. It's too old to make out details. The door is firmly shut. Firmly grasp it with your hand. It's getting more and more like red. Yeah. Oh Lord, okay. Some kind of altar. I would say so, dude. Picture some kind of green landscape. The picture is in too bad a shape to make out any details. Gate. Large fan. Large fan. It's almost like the lights of the runway at airports. Okay. What about the blood on the floor, though? Are we gonna address that? And what is that? Some kind of machine? Okay. I'm assuming that activated most of the doors? Definitely move the candles. Oh! Howdy there, friendo. How are you? How are you here? How are you? Oh, swell, bud. Do I gotta go hit the switch in here? There's our homie chilling again. We'll let him be. He don't look too friendly, so... Some type of Enderman looking ass. I like this machine's moving, yeah? Pretty sure it moves. Seizures just never a good sign. Creepy mask. Yep, that is indeed creepy. Uh-oh. Okay. Ew. Spooky. Whatever am I gonna do? Like a spooky sack boy. I don't know which door I'm missing here that I haven't gone into. Probably this one. Yep. Yeah, you get out of here. That's not good. It's funny how certain words can remain hidden from your mind, no matter how blatant or obvious they are. One word came to me that night, lying there in the darkness alone, frightened, aware of a rotting change in the atmosphere. A thickening of the air as if something had displaced it. As I heard the first casual twist of the bed sheets below, the first anxious increase in my heartbeat at the realization that something was once again in the bottom bunk, that word which had been sent into exile, filtered up through my consciousness, breaking free of all repression, grasping for air, screaming, itching, and carving itself into my ghost. As the thought came to me, I noticed that my unwelcome visitor had ceased moving. The bedsheets lay calm and dormant. Oops. A slow, rheumatic, grasping breath heaved and escaped from the thing below. I could imagine its chest rising and falling with each sordid, wheezing, and garbled breath. I shuddered and hoped beyond all hope that it would leave without occurrence. The house lay as if the previous night in a thick blanket of darkness. Silence prevailed, All but for that prevented breath of mine, as yet unseen bunkmate, I lay there terrified. I just wanted this thing to go, to leave me alone. What did it want? Then something unmistakably chilling transpired and moved in a way different from before. When it threw itself around in the bottom bunk, it seemed unrestrained, without purpose, almost animalistic. For the thing lying there in the darkness, that thing which seemed intent on terrorizing a young boy, calmly and nonchalantly sat up. Its labored breathing had become louder. Not only a mattress and a few flimsy wooden slats separated my body from the unearthly breath below. I lay there, my eyes filled with tears, a fear which mere words cannot relate to, or anyone else coursed through my veins. I would not have believed that the fear could have been heightened, but I was so wrong. I imagined this thing would look like sitting there, listening from below my mattress, hoping to catch the slightest hint that I was awake. Imagination that turned to an unnerving reality. I began to touch the wooden slats which my mattress sat on. I seemed to caress them carefully, running what I imagined to be fingers and hands across the surface of the wood. Then, with great force, it prodded angrily between two slats into the mattress. Even though the padding, it felt as though someone had viciously struck their fingers into my side. I let out an alarming cry of uneasy shaking, the moving thing in the bunk below, in kind by violently vibrating the bunk as it had done the night before. Small flakes of paint powdered onto my blanket from the wall as the frame of the bed scraped along, backwards and forwards. Once again, I was bathed in light, and there stood my mother, loving, caring as she always was, with a comforting hug and calming words which eventually subdued my hysteria. Of course she asked what was wrong, but I could not say. I dared not say. I simply said one word over and over and over again. Nightmare. This pattern of events continued for weeks, if not months. Night after night, I would awaken to the sound of rustling sheets. Each time I would scream so as to not provide this abomination with time to prod and filth for me. With each cry, the bed would shake violently, stopping with the arrival of my mother, who would spend the rest of the night in the bottom bunk, seemingly unaware of the sinister force torturing her son nightly. Although the way I managed to feign illness a few times and come up with other less than truthful reasons for sleeping in my parents' bed, but more often than not, I would be alone for the first few hours of each night in that place. The room where the light from outside did not sit right, alone with that thing. With time, you can become distinct. It's almost anything. Disdained. I'm sorry, guys. My dyslexia kicks in sometimes, and it just ruins a moment. It's almost anything, no matter how horrific. I had come to release that. For whatever reason, this thing could not harm me when my mother was present. I'm sure the same would have been said for my father, but as loving as he was, waking him from sleep was almost impossible. Waking me, on the other hand, was no trouble at all, thanks to the nightmares. Chapter 4, Anger Overload. Paint the glass to pick some religious markers. A hook hangs from the wall, a piece of meat hangs to dry from. That's a big spider. Oh, cool. game's awesome. Oh, little cats. What? Oh, what the fuck? Closing their mouths as I walk past. What's the point? Anything changing? I don't really know what I'm missing here, guys. Babies. I don't want them. My greatest fears were realized in the winter. The days grew short, and the longer nights merely provided this wretch with more opportunities. It was a difficult time for my family. My grandmother, a wonderfully kind and gentle woman, had deteriorated greatly since the death of my grandfather. My mother was trying her best to keep her in the community as long as possible. However, dementia is a cruel and degenerative illness, robbing a person of their memories one day at a time. Soon she recognized none of us, and it became clear that she would need to be moved from her house to a nursing home. Before she'd be moved, my grandmother had a particularly difficult few nights, and my mother decided that she would stay with her. As much as I loved my grandmother, I felt nothing but anguish at her illness. This day I feel guilty that my first thought were not of her, but of what my nightly visitor made may do should it become aware of my mother's absence. Her presence began the one thing which I was sure was protecting me from the full horror of the thing's reach. I rushed home from school that day and immediately wrenched the bed sheets and mattress from the lower bunk, removing all the slats and placing an old desk, a chest of drawers, and some chairs, which we kept in a cupboard where the bottom bunk used to be. I told my father I was making an office, which he found adorable, but I would be damned if I'd give that thing a place to sleep for one more night. As darkness approached, I lay there knowing my mother was not in the house. I did not want to do. My only impulse was to sneak into her jewelry box and take a small family crucifix, which I had seen there before. While my family were not very religious, at the age I still believed in God and hoped that somehow this would protect me. Although fearful and anxious, while gripping the crucifix under my pillow tightly in one hand, sleep eventually came, and as I drifted off to dream, I hoped that I would awaken into the morning without incident. Unfortunately, that night was the most terrifying of all. Great! Can't this kid catch a fucking break? He's a grown man. He needs his 8 hours of sleep. Urban Explorer. Oh, shit. It says wolf. Stacks of notebooks. Bunch of school books. Poster for a play. Nice. The feeling that something invading your privacy, even without ill will, is still disturbing. It's not a good sound. Something's here. Great. You are good. Thanks. Even if you don't know why they're here, you hold the greatest amount of fear for them. Some dinos. So old picture of what seems to be a religious man. The sounds of screams are awful. They were even worse when they are your own. I love the random noises. There's a piece of paper here. It reads, knock knock. A mattress, dirty and worn out. Is someone watching me through the windows again? Rude. Oh gosh, sorry guys, it's late here. I nested some school material on it. Who's hiding in the closet? Creepy. Downstairs we go. Anyone want to go into any of these rooms? Doesn't look like I can. Might be able to go this way. What the fuck are those? Purpose for me to be in here? I don't think so. Okay. Interesting. Alright, guys, I'm falling asleep here. I don't know how long this game is, but I will. If you enjoyed this first part, I will finish it off. Just let me know. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.